Presenting you Dr. A. Velumani. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. हेलो, नमस्कार. ऐसा लग रहे थका हुए हैं. नमस्कार. एंड तीन मद्रासी यहाँ आकर स्टेज में जब ये प्रदर्शन करते हैं, ऐसा लग रहा है कि आपका एक ही हाथ है, दूसरा हाथ है ही नहीं है. Right, I am not going to teach you numbers of what is inflation and what is GDP growth. Mr. Maran, I think उनको ही change करना नहीं तो वो ना काम नहीं होता है. Mr. Maran made a very politically powerful statement at the election evenings. And if anybody thinks it's all because of Modi, they will vote for Modi only. And if they think that Congress ruled for too long a time and didn't do much, they will also change their mind. And fortunately, India is on the right path. Politicians रोक भी नहीं सकता. जब तक अटारा नहीं होता है, पकड़ के खींचने से मूछ नहीं आता है. एक बार मूछ आ जाएगा, दबाने से भी नहीं रोकते हैं. हिंदुस्तान ऐसा एक स्थिति में आया है, मूछ आने लगा है. Right. And somebody asked a question, which sector to invest? And Maran was not committing, though he knows many sectors. And let me tell you, in healthcare, there are three kinds of businessmen. Men. One who makes money, another who makes a lot of money, the third one makes a hell of money. So be there, and as India grows old, medical problems will start. Until 35, you don't know what is your body. Only in the mirror you will look and admire. After 35, you will know every organ in your body by full definition what it is. So Indian mean age is only 28. So healthcare is going to be a very great tomorrow. And please note, I am not here to tell buy any stock in healthcare, specifically my stock. Disclaimers, all are applicable and all subjected to market risk, right? Right. So this story is mine, and I keep changing the venues because the story doesn't change. I can't tell the same story, same venue. I have to go different locations. I told to my daughter one day, ये बहुत हो गया, ये स्टोरी तो मैं 200 बार बोल चुका हूँ, बदलना है. डैडी, अब चुपचाप चलाओ. दिल वाला दुल्हनिया ले जाएगा, 25 साल चलाता, आपका भी चल जाएगा. So, as he said, the title is A Luxury of Poverty. And I know many people who are sitting here haven't seen that kind of poverty. But I was fortunate that I had seen extremes of poverty. This is the name of the village. I think Maran told about a school, Tamil medium. Everything is applicable to me. And this name of the village, even Madrasis can't read, so you don't try to read. This is not even present in Taluk map. And villages are true universities. Any CEO who owns a $500 million company will show his university, which could be very often Kellogg or Harvard or Stanford. But for me, this is the university, will never change. Because in this university, there is no theory. It's all practical. Morning to evening, only practical. And only job is problem solving. Is that right? Generally, men feel human. After a year or so, they feel that they got a raw deal in the marriage. By and large, everyone thinks, both sides thinks. And my father was thinking so. So my mother was left high and dry, but still they had 5 children. no income. My father was neither an employee, nor a trader, nor an investor. Nothing. No income. 5 children. This lady, my mother, reared 2 buffaloes. Both gave 10 liters of milk a day, 1 rupee a liter, 70 rupees a week. And my mother brought up all children, made them graduates in a Madras University, and made them postgraduates in Bombay University. She never borrowed. Have you heard it? Correct? She never borrowed. I have never borrowed. My company never had a debt, nor it has. Can you imagine somebody bringing up a company to a national stock exchange to this kind of a market cap without borrowing? It's all because people ask me, where did you learn business? From my mother. If a lady can do that, a graduate and postgraduate could do much, much better, and that is what I have done. If you are not enjoying life, that means you never had empty intestine. Empty intestine is not a delayed breakfast. Everybody will imagine, I also had hunger. You were hungry because you couldn't get up. You can't get a food going inside when you were sleeping. At least couple of days in a week go without lunch, without food. So that is empty intestine. And that's what I said, luxury of poverty. One day I was yelling at my daughter for not doing something properly. She looked at me. She said, Dad, you had the luxury of poverty, which she doesn't have. Is that clear? Poverty cannot be artificially created. So lucky are those who are born to poor. What poverty gives you? Poverty gives you stamina. Because once money comes, stamina goes. Do you know it? Money comes, stamina goes. Money comes, courage goes. क्योंकि, you know what is courage? You know why people lose courage? खोने का डर. Is that clear? And गरीब को खोने के लिए तो कुछ है ही नहीं है. So he is courageous. And it gives a delta. What is delta? In your own parlance, delta is x2 minus x1. Entry value minus exit value minus entry value, right? Success is delta. Delta is equal to x2 minus x1. For a poor man, x1 is 0. Stock मुफ्त में आया. There is no downside for 0. Lucky are those who are born to poor. And I want this country, a poor country which is said to be a poor country, is going to be the most powerful country. क्योंकि अपना प्रधानमंत्री को कोई भी आने दो, काम बनाना है. और यूएस प्रेसिडेंट कोई भी आने दो, उसका काम बचाना है. बनाना आसान है, बचाना आसान नहीं है. So we are blessed that India has a very powerful position now. Go to the next slide. ऐसा स्कूल में अपने बच्चे को डालेंगे क्या? नहीं नहीं नहीं. आप लोग क्या करते हैं? आजकल की नारियां कैंटीन की नहीं, ग्रेनाइट की कलर देखते हैं स्कूल में, कैंटीन का स्वाद देखते हैं, और टीचर के हेयर स्टाइल देखते हैं, अपने बच्चे को वहां डाल लेते हैं. पंच लाइन, जो नीचे कभी बैठा ही नहीं है, तो ऊपर कहां से आएगा? अगर जिंदगी में ऊपर आना है तो नीचे बैठना ही है. So 5 children, no income. 5 classes, 1 classroom, 1 teacher. Is that clear? And Tamil Nadu had wonderful chief ministers, past tense. There was one Mr. Kamraj who brought meals to schools. And I wish to thank in every talk of mine that chief minister then brought meals to the schools. Had he not brought it, I would have not been a graduate scientist, entrepreneur, and today standing where I am. So some politicians have done wonderful job, and I thank him always. I don't have a school photograph of mine. एक हाथ में प्लेट था, दूसरे हाथ में स्लेट था, दोनों एल्यूमिनियम थे. Is that clear? So was the powerful journey of my childhood. Next one, please. Gentlemen, understand what is work-life balance. I imagine how my mother would have managed with 5 children. Internet में cut paste करके डाल दिया. स्कूल जब तक कॉलेज गया तब तक चपल नहीं था. एक बार मुझे केमिस्ट्री क्लास से बाहर भेजा गया क्योंकि विदाउट चपल यू can't work in chemistry class where acid bases are there. Anybody who is wearing half trouser was the only what you call as affordability. Anybody wearing full trouser is said to be a rich boy. Of course, today in every mall, half trouser is the rich boy. वो भी पंचलाइन सुनना है क्या? जो फटा हुआ पहनता है वो गरीब है, जो फाड़ के पहनता है वो धनवान है. No Horlicks, no Bonvita, no Complan, no cake, no fruits, nothing. कभी कुछ देखा नहीं है. No school bus, 5 kilometers up, 5 kilometers down walk. No birthday parties. पॉकेट भर भर के चॉकलेट क्लास में कभी दिया नहीं था. There was no parent teacher association. And I scored 200 of 200 in mathematics in 12th standard. And I wanted to do engineering. मेरा पिताजी बोला 5 साल पढ़ाई नहीं होएगा, 3 साल का पकड़ो. So I went and brought the prospect of Science and Arts College. My father was fast enough to understand. BCom has 4 letters. BSc has 3 letters. BCom is 300. BSc is 400. So my son should do BCom. Kifayati. Cost effective, right? So I joined BCom. 1 month I was in BCom. So one day my chemistry professor, Dr. K.R. Karthikeyan, asked me, "Arey, you have not gone for engineering?" "No, sir, I am very poor." "Okay. What are you doing now?" "Sir, I am BCom." "Arey, no BSc?" "No, sir, I am poor." "Arey, what is the difference?" "Sir, 100 rupees. He took from his pocket 100 rupees, converted me from BCom to BSc, and I will keep on appreciating him throughout my life because वो नहीं होता, मेरा scientist नहीं होता, मेरा entrepreneurship नहीं होता. So I wish to thank him also. Mind you, there is a saying which says, in life, whatever position you have come, please don't forget the path through which you have traveled. The next slide, please. So in 1978, I became a graduate. Coimbatore is a very industrial, entrepreneurial city where a lot of job opportunities were supposed to be there. I went everywhere, and everybody asked one stupid question, same question again and again. Do you have experience? गधे. May महीना में एग्जाम खत्म हुआ, जून महीना में एक्सपीरियंस पूछ रहे, मैं कहाँ से पकड़ के लेके आऊं? It's almost like sitting in front of a girl whom you want to get married and asking her, तुम्हारे कितने बच्चे हैं? शादी पहले, right? नौकरी मिलेगा तो ये एक्सपीरियंस मिलेगा. I thought at that time in 1978 that अगर मैं एक दिन ये कंपनी खोलूंगा तो उधर सिर्फ फ्रेशर को ही लूंगा, एक्सपीरियंस को नहीं लूंगा. Mind you, I have 1800 employees. For all of them, I am the first employer. अगर पूरा मिस्टेक एचआर ही करता है. अगर उसने एक्सपीरियंस नहीं मांगा तो दूसरा एचआर वाला पूछता है, कैन यू एलॉबरेट अबाउट योरसेल्फ? गधे, you are testing my English. English is language. English is not knowledge. Have you understood? English is language. English is not knowledge. And in my office, if I have to take anyone for job, he should not be able to speak good English. We take them inside. You must be wondering why so. If the guy speaks wonderful English, anyhow my competitor will take him. According to my competitor, English is knowledge. मेरा बच्चा मेरा पास जिंदगी भर रहेगा अगर उसको इंग्लिश बराबर नहीं आता है तो. Policy of approaching the manpower. So finally, I got a job in a capsule manufacturing company. What you said, see there is not sterling pounds per hour, INR per month. देख लो, 1978, 79, 80, 81, 4 years. This is the monthly salary in INR. I was thinking if I get 1,000 rupees, I'll get married. Fortunately, that company was closed down. Otherwise, अभी तक मेरा शादी नहीं होता था. Then leaving home is not simple. And people who have left home have made very powerful journeys. But leaving home is not simple. I was the first eldest son in my family where my mother depended 100% on me. Suddenly I declared her, I'm going to Bombay. It was not that simple. Parents and siblings are not easy to leave when you want to leave home. Risks and uncertainty. लोग बोला तू बॉम्बे जाएगा, बाला साहेब ताकरे मारेगा. मैं उनको पूछा उसको कैसा मालूम मैं आ गया करके. मैं इतना बड़ा बंदा हूं क्या? छोटा राजन थोड़ी है. आप आओ अपना चुपचाप एक कार्नर पे बैठ के काम करो, कोई तुम्हारा right. And then finally Jayanti Janata Express, which starts from Kanyakumari via Coimbatore, comes to Mumbai. And then it was VT railway station. Today it is CSMT, right? And कल शाम को कुछ दुर्घटना हुई वहाँ. I stayed in VT railway platform August 18, 19, 20, 3 days in the year 1982. Came by S9 coach, 41 was the seat number. And I slept in VT railway station for 3 nights because I didn't have a credit card to check in anywhere. There was no purse to keep credit card. I had only 500 rupees and I have to wait till I get my first salary. Success in life is delta. Delta is equal to x2 minus x1 and my x1 was VT railway platform. कोने के लिए कुछ है क्या? I think very important is power of a man comes when Garibi is seen in 365 degrees. The next one, please. So, this is the most powerful research institute in the country, Baba Atomic Research Center. I got a job there. In the interview, I was asked a question, where is thyroid? I was a maths, physics, chemistry student. So I thought thyroid should be somewhere here. And I want all of you to understand, in 1982, I did not know where thyroid was. In 1992, in 10 years, I finished a PhD in thyroid biochemistry. And in 2002, I am running world's largest thyroid testing laboratory. Punchline. If you do what you have studied, you will survive. But if you do what you have not studied, you will be the leader. So if you want to succeed in life, have courage to press that reset button. You know, there is a reset button. Your life reset button is in your own hand. You can reset it as many times as you want. Only problem is, डर लगता. सही है? Yes. Power of luxury of poverty. मुझे डर नहीं लगा. Straight away. Finished MSc, finished PhD. I was a gazetted officer. My father-in-law was in love with me. Anybody who has a marriageable age daughter has to love a boy. And then my wife was working in State Bank of India. And decent salaries. Government officer, bank officer. So we had 2 cute children. And I was 37. And my son was 7, and my daughter was 5. That time this happened. Next slide. This is picture perfect. This is the dream of every college going boy and girl. अच्छा छोकरी, अच्छा नौकरी, बस जिंदगी. तो एक लड़का, एक लड़की, एक फोटोग्राफ ले लिया, तो बात जिंदगी चल गया, right? Unfortunately, comfort zones are danger zones. Many don't realize that. And मैं अपने आप से पूछा कि जीने आया या जीतने आया. जीना तो कोयम्बतूर में भी जी सकता था. इतना दूर आ गया तो जीतना है। बड़ा होना है या बुढ़ा होना है? बुढ़ा तो अपने आप होता है कि नहीं? और भी सरकार नौकरी में जल्दी होता है। तो बड़ा बनना है तो रिस्क लेना है। एंड ही वाज टेलिंग ना, 12% चाहिए मॉडरेट रिस्क लो, 14% चाहिए थोड़ा हायर रिस्क लो। On this earth, there are only two things. One is security, another is prosperity, and there is nothing known as secured prosperity. Is that clear? रिस्क तो लेना था। एंड आई थिंक तालियां बजाना है तो जरा अच्छा बजाइए एक बार। 10 दिन पहले मैं एक पंकज उदास का एक गजल प्रोग्राम में बैठा था। पंकज उदास का तो हमेशा पीने के बारे में ये गाना होता है, और बीच बीच में म्यूजिक बहुत चल रहा है। गिलास से थोड़ा रखा, 3 बार 4 बार रख लिया, उसका बाद मैं ये नहीं पी रहा हूं, वो पानी है। कलाकार को नशा तालियों से मिलती है, राइट? देन एवरीबडी गिव अ वंडरफुल क्लैप्स। My mother used to tell me you are a restless kid. Today my daughter tells me you are a restless dad. Right? Restlessness, दुनिया में 2 ही तरीका के लोग हैं। एक रेस्टलेस है, उठते हैं गिरते हैं, फिर से उठते हैं चलते हैं गिरते हैं, फिर से उठते हैं चलते हैं दौड़ते हैं गिरते हैं, फिर से उठते हैं चलते हैं दौड़ते हैं दौड़ते हैं दौड़ते हैं जब तक जीतते हैं। That is entrepreneurship. No one succeeds straight. You have to fail many times. So 2 kinds. One is restless, another is KPM. सुना क्या? काया पिया मर गया। उसमें आजकल एक नया वर्जन आया है, MNC रहेगा, अच्छा काया अच्छा पिया मर गया, AKAPM. And there is a saying in Tamil, and I will translate in Hindi and tell you. एक लंबा बाल खींचो, उसमें एक नाट बांधो, एक पहाड़ के ऊपर डालो, खींचो, आया तो पहाड़, गया तो बाल। आया तो पहाड़, गया तो बाल। मेरा 2 लाख रुपया प्रोविडेंट फंड था, बाल था। आज $500 million का कंपनी स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में खड़ा है, तो पहाड़ आ ही गया। ऊपर से व्हाट विल आई लूज? माय X1 was 0. इज दैट क्लियर? आई थिंक दैट इज द वेरी पावरफुल वे। एक बार तो 0 देख लेगा ना, फिर आप किसी से नहीं डरेगा, क्योंकि डर ही 0 के लिए ही डरते हैं। इज दैट क्लियर? Parents put children into such a kind of experience that they have seen 0. मैं इतना जोर जोर से भाषण दिया एक बार, HNI आए थे, उसमें 2 बच्चे आए थे, लड़के लोग, उधर साइड में गया, सर आपने सही बोला था कि गरीबी देखनी चाहिए, अनफॉर्चुनेटली वी आर रिच, व्हाट टू डू? आई टोल्ड हिम, गरीब हो जाओ। सर टेल मी हाउ टू बिकम पुअर। Have you noticed that? I told them, पटवा घर पे रख दो, 500 किलोमीटर की भाग चले जाओ, अपने पैरों से खड़ा रहो, X10 फिर से होएगा। Right? That is the power of seeing the downside. Yeah, go to the next one. इसके लिए तो तालियां चाहिए ही। This is the difference. जब इसका फोटो स्क्रीन में आता है, तमिलनाडु में 15 मिनट तालियां होता है, लेकिन वो महाराष्ट्रियन को यहां तुम लोग देखकर तालियां नहीं बजाता। You all must be thinking that I have copied this gentleman. No. March 2016, I was in Salt Lake City and it was snowing. I was for an IPO roadshow. एक फोटो लेके घर पे भेज दिया था। Exactly after 10 months, his movie comes. Did I copy? It's just a coincidence. This slide is the most powerful slide. In life, either you can discuss or you can decide. You can't do both. If you discuss, you can't decide. Especially if you discuss with your own family members, gone. And if you have decided, there is no need to discuss. You know why? There is nothing on this earth known as good decision. There is a decision and make it good. There is a decision and make it good. There is nothing known as a good job. There is a job and make it good. And there is nothing known as a good spouse. Left home in 1982 without discussing with my father. I only showed him the ticket. Neighbors came and told, Arogya, your son is going to Bombay. Yes. You know, Bombay girls are very bad. ये पड़ोसी का एक ही काम है खराब करने के, किसी का भी कैसा भी खराब कर ही डालेगा. I was waiting to see what my dad is telling. My dad told him, ऐसा तो खराब होना है तो यहाँ भी खराब ही होएगा. I want all of you to trust your children, not your neighbor. Very often we are stupid to trust the neighbor and we ignore children. And in 1986, I got married without discussing with my mother. So must be thinking that it was a love marriage. But I said my father-in-law was in love with me. He was walking to me many times. And I didn't want to marry a Bombay girl because जमीन आसमान की फर्क है. बॉम्बे जैसा बड़ा शहर नहीं है, मेरा गांव जैसा छोटा गांव. इन्फीरियरिटी कॉम्प्लेक्स, ये लड़की उधर आएगा, घर कहाँ, टॉयलेट कहाँ, बाथरूम कहाँ, प्रॉब्लम है. बाबा नहीं बाबा. But my father-in-law walked 5-6 times. I thought, let me have a look at the girl and then take a call. And I had a look at the girl. It was not even a fluorescent light. I went in the night. Not at all impressive. So I thought, let me keep quiet. But you can't tell that I am keeping quiet. You have to tell an answer to the people who are eagerly waiting to see whether your head is nodding here or nodding this way. I told her, खबर देगा. What is that? वो हिंदुस्तान में सभी लड़का करते हैं, लेकिन खबर कभी नहीं देते. मैं भी खबर नहीं दिया. My father-in-law started coming again and again. I was staying in a Maharashtrian paying guest. I told the landlady, अगर आएंगे तो बोल दो मैं घर पे नहीं हूँ. 5 बार उसने झूठ बोला. 6th time she told me, Mani, तू ही संभाल अभी. So I went and thought I must tell him that this will not work. But I sat in front of him and with that innocent face I couldn't tell directly. After seeing the girl, if you refuse the girl, that means you don't like the girl. And is it nice to tell the father? Broker रहेगा तो बोल सकता. Father. So within few minutes, my mathematics mind worked very fast. I thought, why to hurt this man? Why not I meet the girl and discourage her so that she tells the father, I don't like the boy. 1 hour, I asked, and he arranged for an 1 hour meeting. How many minutes there in an hour? 55 minutes, I only talked. And 5 minutes, absolute silence was there. I decided I must marry her. लड़की 1 घंटा बात ही नहीं किया. नामुमकिन, वो भी होने वाला पति के सामने. That means she has 0 expectations. I got married. You guys want to know what and all I talked in that 55 minutes? It won't take 55 minutes, it will take 55 seconds. Can I tell you? मेरा पास घर नहीं है बॉम्बे में, घर खरीद ही नहीं पाऊंगा. आपको जिंदगी भर पेइंग गेस्ट रहना है. गांव में घर है लेकिन टॉयलेट नहीं है, आपको बकेट लेके जाना पड़ेगा. और मेरा डैडी मम्मी का देखभाल तू ही करना है. और मेरा 2 भाई 1 बहन, सबका शादी तुम्हारी जिम्मेदारी है. और हमारा शादी के लिए मेरा पास पैसा नहीं है, तू ही खर्च करना है. लास्ट खतरनाक, जो तू मेरा शादी के लिए खर्च कर रही है वो तुम्हारा पिताजी को पता नहीं चलना चाहिए. Any girl will agree? This is absurd, right? But then that girl agreed for that. And then after 3 months of marriage, I asked her a question. आपको मैं डिस्करेज करते करते भी आप डिस्करेज नहीं हुआ क्या? अच्छा लगा मेरा नाक, मेरा बाल उस जमाने में बाल अच्छा था. She only told, मुझे बड़ा घर में छोटी बहू करके नहीं रहना है, छोटा घर में बड़ी बहू करके रहना है. So that's very important one. Children, please keep in your mind the date of marriage and the cost of marriage have no relevance to the way in which you will live your life. So in 1995, after 10 years of marriage, I resigned my job without discussing with my wife. One Friday I went to office. I opened my drawer and saw, first time I saw my closing balance. First time I saw. In my life, I have not seen closing balance more than once or twice. That's the power of a man. Right? I saw closing balance 2 lakh रुपया. And उस जमाना में परिवार के लिए खर्च के लिए 5,000 चाहिए था. 1985 2 lakh is today 75 lakhs. And 5,000 was my monthly outgo. So how many months my children are safe? 40 months my children are safe. Tick number 1. Then I saw right side and left side all have got 3-bedroom hall kitchen tight. EMI. Okay? EMI tight. I was the only guy without EMI. Tick number 2. Tick number 3, my wife is working with State Bank of India, not ICICI Bank. And I took a decision, resigned and went home. I didn't tell anything to her. During dinner, night 2 o'clock, my wife asked me, "Aap aaj soya nahi hai?" I have resigned. Until that time, she was horizontal. Then she became vertical. And she went and switched on the light. I knew that Abhi Mahabharat hone wala hai. And I looked at her for a few seconds. She looked at me and she told me, अगर आप कल से ड्यूटी नहीं जाएगा तो मैं भी नहीं जाऊंगी. एक टिक गया ना? एक गया. Until that time, I was horizontal. Then I also became vertical. And रात को 2 बजे धमकी आता है. लेकिन मैं तो सलमान खान हूं. एक बार मैं कमिट कर लेता हूं. खुद का नहीं सुनता हूं. So I told my wife, चलो साथ जिएंगे साथ मरेंगे. तो भी नहीं जाएगी, मैं भी नहीं जाऊंगा. We both gave up jobs on the same day. That is why a title of my talk sometimes is Romance with Risk. What is that? The way in which you guys are laughing, it looks like you took it other way. If you take it other way, it is known as Me Too. So I resigned my job in 1995, and then everybody was charging 500 rupees for thyroid. I took a decision to charge only 100 rupees. That's $2. Those days, dollar was only 27, 28 rupees. Then one more test, PET CT, cancer diagnostic test. Everybody charges $500. I charge only $125. I want only to tell that 1/3 of the market rate. I did the business for 15 years. One day my daughter asked me a question, "Daddy, are you rich?" "Yes." "What are you going to do with the money?" Generally, children don't ask this question because they think it will come to them. She asked me. I told, Azim Premji, Bill Gates, ये पूरा मन में आया. I told I will give it to the society. She told me, "You are an idiot. All of them loot from the society and give it to patients. You are looting from the patient and giving to the society. This is not fair." Wow, what a powerful, impactful statement. She was only 23 years old. And that night, 2 o'clock, I woke her up and told her, कल से $2 नहीं होगा थायराइड के लिए, $1 होएगा. All of you must be thinking that my profits must have gone down. Mind you, punchline, profits are everywhere. Pricing is a philosophy. Profits are everywhere. Pricing is a philosophy. And then these 6 decisions have made me today very powerful. I have got hundreds, thousands of audience every day listening to me. The story became the story only because I took decisions. And plenty of people are scared of taking decisions. Go to the next one. So I have disrupted. What and all I have disrupted? Cost disruption is the true disruption, remaining are innovation. Is that clear? Only in cost you can disrupt, in the remaining are all innovations. As I said, everybody was doing 500, I did that 100 rupees. So it may not be easy for you to understand. ऐसे कैसा 500 रुपया में जो profit आ रहा है वो 100 रुपया में कैसा उससे ज़्यादा profit आएगा? Is that clear? And let me tell you why they charge 500. Raw material 150, AC cost, floor cost, HR cost, admin cost, another 150, 200 rupees margin. Selling price is 500. This is what Ambani does, Adani does, Biyani does, everyone on this earth does. And this is what I did not do. So what did I do? I purchased raw material for 150 and sold the services for 100. So everybody said you are पागल है. अगर जिंदगी में आपको सभी लोग पागल बोला, उसका मतलब you are the visionary. Don't change your idea. They can't think of it. That is why they are telling you are a pagal. So what did I do? And how did I make business? It is because if I buy 100 a month, it is 150 raw material. If I buy 1,000 a month, it is 120. If I buy 10,000 a month, it is 90. Today I buy 5 million tests a month, it is only 27 rupees. In 1995, I have done a Geo. Geo telecom में आज जो हो रहा है, मैंने diagnostic industry में 1995 में ही कर दिया, लेकिन मेरा पिताजी तो कमा के नहीं दिया था. Next is concept. I wanted 100. Market is willing to pay 500. I called the boys and told them, take 300, don't take 500. In 300, keep 200, give me 100. He was shocked. 60%? Yes, sir. 20 साल से वो नहीं सोया. मैं तो आराम से सो गया हूँ. And I also want you people, business community people, you must understand, as a concept, laboratories can be segregated into restaurant and kitchen. Laboratory is like a hotel. Restaurant and kitchen. Restaurant is where you engage the customer. Kitchen is where you do the, create the food. In laboratory, again the same. In the kitchen, you are doing the test. In the restaurant, you are engaging the customer. 100,000 laboratories had 100,000 restaurants and all were inefficient. Kitchen not efficient. I created a single kitchen for the country. Is that clear? That made me very powerful. No one could think that one single kitchen will work. I created one kitchen for South Bombay. It worked. Then entire Mumbai, it worked. Then went to Pune, Surat, Nasik, it worked. Then went to Coimbatore, Cochin and Hyderabad, it worked. Today I am in Bangladesh and Bahrain and Kuwait, it works. So speed is every night all flights will come with 1,000 to 2,000 samples to Mumbai. Entire night we do the test. Early morning result can be downloaded. The speed was overnight. Andheri cannot be reported from Gurgaon next day morning. Cochin I could report from Bombay next day morning. Have you noticed that? That's the power of logistics, IT, and the concept. I've done a McDonald's. McDonald's doesn't make masala dosa. McDonald's doesn't give you Chinese fried rice. It gives you only burgers. I don't do pathology. I don't do microbiology. I only do biochemistry. You want to understand what it is? All banks give housing loan also. HDFC gives only housing loan. All laboratories do biochemistry also. I do only biochemistry. Is that clear? I did a Ola until Ola came into picture. Taxis were standing for 20 hours, running for 4 hours. Today they run 24 hours. Until I came into picture, thyroid testing machine was only running for 2 hours in a day. Because of inefficiency, today it runs 24/7. Is that clear? That is Ola. And on Amazon, from Indonesia to Saudi Arabia, you get into website, order for your wellness package. My man comes to your door and gives the report back to you. I did all these things without knowing what they are doing. Is that clear? When I came inside, the word entrepreneurship was not existing. Startup was not existing. And I could make all possible. This list can be another 10 or 15, but I have done enough of what you call as disruption. Go to the next one. So, this is very powerful. Differentiate or die. There is a song of Kamal Hassan and it says, अगर आपको उसमें पत्थर दिखता है तो भगवान नहीं दिखाई देगा. अगर आपको उसमें भगवान दिखाई दे रहा है तो पत्थर नहीं दिखाई देगा. अगर आपको उधर अपॉर्चुनिटी दिखाई दे रहा है तो आपको कंपटीशन नजर नहीं आएगा. लेकिन एक बार आपको कंपटीशन नजर आ गया तो अपॉर्चुनिटी नजर नहीं आएगा. अरे एक बार दो चालियां चाहिए ना. Let me tell you, it will sound very interesting when you listen. Others do pathology, I do biochemistry. Others report subjective, I report numerical. All my reports are numbers. They deal with diseases, I deal with disorder. You have not heard this kind of differentiation, right? It is like equity and debt. They deal with acute illness, I deal with chronic illness. Their patients are once patient, my patients are once for all patients. Their patients are having infections, my patients are having metabolic problems. Their patients are in hospital and clinic, my patients are at home and office. Their patients are horizontal, and my patients are vertical and walking. Kabali, there is no competition. You know when others will copy you? When you have copied others. And if you have made something of your own, no one can copy. Go to the next one. So this is the first slide I taught to my employees in 1996. उस जमाना में PowerPoint नहीं था, overhead projector. And can you imagine 15-gram gland and 1,000 crores? In 1995, 1,000 crores is today probably one more zero. Is that clear? So big is the industry when you focus. And I told all of you, get into healthcare. Don't think I took away everything. I've only taken away 15 grams from his 100 kilogram body. बाकी पूरा तुम्हारे लिए. So 60,000 patients a night, 300,000 tests a night, every night, same night, before midnight and only in night. I'm the only man who operate in the night, all other people work in the day. ओ मत करो जो पड़ोसी कर रहा है क्योंकि फिर आप वही होगा जो पड़ोसी हुआ है. Oh, this is very powerful one. Everybody wants to do what the neighbor does because that is the security. There is no prosperity. Go to the next one. Photograph has not come here. That is a laboratory photograph. Okay, no problem. Go back. So today, MCs introduce me. Here comes a man who has built a brand around a gland. 1,000 cities, 3,000 franchises, 10,000 families, 1,200 staff, 98% are freshers. Mean age of employees is 26. Company is 23-year-old and mean age of employee is 26. That means you must be thinking I must be giving injections to keep them young. No. Every year take 30% straight from the college. Your company's mean age will never change. You want to know what is the connection between age of the employees and the balance sheet? Yes? Air India. पच्चीस साल से ना एयरक्राफ्ट बदला ना एयर होस्टेस बदला. One more example is MTNL. 3 महीने से पगार नहीं आया. कल कहीं से कहीं लोन लेके कल फरवरी का पगार कल मिला. सही है? Keep your employees young. That means you must grow. Growing company only can keep the employees young. In the entire world, India is cheapest in healthcare. In entire India, I am the cheapest. And go and see September 30 result, my EBITDA is 43%. Is that clear? The power of the business is not in pricing, not charging more. The power is creating productive, capable, efficient floor. Next one, please. So this is, nowadays I have focused so much on thyroid. For everybody in medical field, thyroid sounds like Android. 1996 started in a 200 square feet rented garage. Today I have got 2 such buildings in Navi Mumbai, 400,000 square feet, owned by Thyrocare. Other than that, 15 acres of land in Mumbai. All because when everybody wanted 500, I only wanted 100. Have you noticed that? What a journey it is. किसी को भी नहीं समझ में आया. Go to the next one. अभी तालियां फिर से तो चाहिए. Take less to get more. These punchlines are written by me, not by my director, and copyright is with no one else. You can use wherever you want. Take less to get more, and if you take more, you get less. Don't copy the neighbor, I said. Resist the temptation. There are only two kinds of people. One who is successful, other could not resist the temptation. Tippu Sultan ki sword chahiye tha kya? Got it? Plan to lose. Wow. You must be all wondering, HNI ko sabko aake kya bhashan de raha hai? Plan to lose. Want to listen to Madarasi's Hindi accent punchline? जो खोना चाहता है वो कभी खोता नहीं है, जो खोने से डरता है वो कभी पाता नहीं है. I already said romance with risk. Life or business, both are marathon race, not 100-meter dash. Many people run it like as if, if you become a billionaire before you see the father-in-law, anyhow you will be becoming very poor when your son sees his father-in-law. Avoid easy things. You have only two options. One is what is easy to do, another is what is right to do. Unfortunately, what is easy to do is not right to do, and what is right to do is not easy to do, and I don't know what you will do. जिताओ. जो जीतता है शायद हार सकता है, लेकिन जो जिताता है वो कभी हारता नहीं है. Today I have got 3,000 franchises. मैं कहीं भी जाकर भाषण देके मेरा जिंदगी गुजर जाता है क्योंकि वो लोग जीत गया है. Is that right? Learn storytelling. Am I a good storyteller? Actually, I am the second best storyteller in the country. Very interesting. The Priyanka Gandhi, right? See, उसका बहन कल इलेक्शन की शुरुआत कल या परसों किया. बहनों और भाइयों, अभी तक हम भाइयों बहनों ही सुना है 5 साल. Suddenly the tone changes, right? But storytelling is must. If you tell the most powerful story, you become a prime minister. If you become a more than average story, you become a chief minister. And if you tell an average story, Patanjali, Sri Sri, Sadguru, but you have to tell stories. Is that clear? Next one, please. So, focus, learn, grow, and enjoy. If you don't focus, you can't learn. If you don't learn, you can't grow. And if you don't grow, you can't enjoy. DCO means don't change the order. If you have focus, you can learn and do anything. मी मराठी मध्ये पण भाषण देऊ शकतो म्हणजे काय? मद्रासी को हिंदी में बोलना नहीं आता है. So Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati. Mathematician came back to pathology, biology, microbiology, everything, all because focus. I want all of you to understand. एक बार तू focus करेगा ना, जिंदगी में और कुछ बाकी नहीं रहेगा. So focusing is most important one. In fact, one of the title of my talk, same talk, title is Focus Gives Success. And all my success is only because I could focus. You can learn and do anything. I want all of you to get into entrepreneurship, not to become rich, not to make money. If you get into business and make money, after making 10 crore, you will succumb. But if you start creating jobs, especially first salary of one family has to be yours. That means poor, fresher, villager, right? And I'm extremely happy I have got 1,800 people. Recently in one interview, they asked me, what next? One more zero. And many people don't know what is the difference between expenditure and investment, and that will help you if I tell them what is the difference. One day my children asked me, Daddy, gaadi bahut purana ho gaya, naya gaadi kharidna hai. And whatever I don't want to buy, I will tell them, get me the quotation. So बहुत मुश्किल से पूरा quotation लाया. Finally they told me, Daddy, I know you won't buy a very high-end car. एक Innova खरीद लो, थोड़ा इज्जत के साथ आपको कहीं जाने के लिए होएगा. I thought, okay, kept the file on my table, and I didn't bother about it. One day, Wipro GE guys, who comes to me to sell a medical cyclotron, it is 20 crores. That is 20 lakhs. This decision I took in 3 hours. So my beti asked me during lunch, Daddy, iska samajh mein nahi aaya. Beti, ek expenditure tha, dusra investment tha. Is that clear? If you know what is expenditure and if you know what is investment, you will be very powerful. Honey and money sound similar? Yes? Honey is collected by honeybee. Money is collected by moneybee. If honeybee falls in honey, what happens? It dies. So is moneybee. Many people become victim of money. Right? Yeah, this is unfortunate. Many people lose direction. Punchline sunna hai. Consumers cannot create. So creators should not be consumers. Creators should continue to create because God made you to create, not to consume. 999 will consume, one will create. Keep creating. Otherwise, बाकी लोग कहाँ जाएगा? तुम्हारे पास भगवान ने बहुत सारा दिमाग दिया है. Don't get into victim of your own money. COGS. Many of you know what is this term. COGS means cost of goods. When you want to do business, you should need to know cost of goods. If you know COGS, you can do business. But if you know COGS of COGS, you can do disruption. If you know COGS of COGS, I'll tell you in this business how did I make very powerful. 5 रुपए की जो reagent होता है, वो बाटल में भर के 50 रुपया करके बेचते हैं. वो बाटल खरीद के पेशेंट से 500 रुपया लेते हैं. ये कितना था? 5 रुपया था. वो कितना है? Thyrocare कड़ा हो गया. Is that clear? If you know COGS, you can do business. If you know COGS of COGS, you can disrupt. Love nature, not gadgets. Whenever I get time, I get into Lonavala, stand in that point where the valleys are seen. ए मेरा है, दूसरा कोई मना नहीं कर सकता है. Is that clear? खरीदना है क्या? Come here, that Marine Road. Wow. Go there, Juhu Beach. Mind you, nature is the most powerful one. Enjoy it. Love music, not food. If you love food, is that clear? If you love music, there is a likelihood you will be a wonderful creator. Burn calories, not salaries. My own punchline. Wherever you want, you can use. Burn calories, not salaries. And you know what is stupidity? Burning salaries to burn calories. I'll teach you what is heaven. Heaven is clutter-free brain, fear-free mind, EMI-free life. Clutter-free brain, fear-free heart, and EMI-free life. And if you are doing business, please do take one risk, only one risk, price it low. You know why? There is no company on this earth closed down because they have priced it low. All companies closed down if you study a pattern. In spite of pricing it high, they could not control the cost. Is that clear? Next one, please. So people ask me, you are very powerful. Where from you get this power? I tell them, look, I am very successful only because my parents did not do anything for me. Antithesis? Yes, there is a song of MGR. It says, all children by default are creators. If they become consumers, it is because of the parents, grandparents, and servants. Agreed? My parents did not do anything for me. They did not pamper me. My mother had to pamper the buffaloes because that only was giving milk, not me. And there is nothing to feed. Where is the overfeeding? Khana hi nahi to overfeeding to nahi hota. And my mother was third standard fail. My father was third standard pass. No coaching. They didn't push me to score. I went and told my father, Father, I got 200 marks in mathematics. झूठ क्यों बोल रहे हो? मैं तो 100 के ऊपर कभी सुना ही नहीं है. आजकल 195 को पिटाई क्योंकि पड़ोसी को 198. देखा क्या? My parents did not push me to score. They didn't bring in fear in me. They brought in confidence in me. One day my father asked me, you want to learn swimming? I said yes. He took me to a kuwa. 40 steps था. उतरो 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 5 स्टेप ही उतरा है, धक्का मार के अंदर गिरा दिया, भागर रो के भाग रहा है। ए चुप, 5 मिनट के लिए कोई मरता नहीं है। इज दैट क्लियर? 5 मिनट के लिए कोई मरता नहीं है। आजकल आप लोग देखा रहेगा बहुत सारा पार्क में अपना बच्चा को साइकिल में 2 व्हील राइट साइड और लेफ्ट साइड बैलेंस करके रखा है, बच्चा हेलमेट पहना है एज इफ ही इज गेटिंग इनटू सम काइंड ऑफ है, एंड देन इधर भी एक पट्टी, इधर भी एक पट्टी, इधर भी एक पट्टी, बच्चे पकड़ा है, उसका पिताजी पीछे साइकिल को पकड़ा है, उसका पीछे माँ जी खड़े हैं और साइकिल जैसा नाचते हैं वो भी नाचते हैं। Yes or no? Yes. Allow children to fall. आज नहीं गिरा तो कल गिरेगा, नुकसान कल ज्यादा है, आज गिरने दो। Is that right? My parents did not make special roads for children. They made sure that children can run in any road. And my parents did not force me to see the world through their eyes. They saw the world through my eyes. Guys, many of you are parents, many of you have children. Please see what have gone wrong, correct it. Kyunki life is made up of 2 innings. 70 years is the life expectancy, you all know. 35 years each innings. If first innings is all pleasure, second innings will be all pains. And if first innings is all pains, second innings will be all pleasure. Please allow the children to undergo all the natural pains. Pin leke tocho mat. Life has enough pains, allow them to undergo. Next slide, please. So people ask me, do you have an MBA to do business? I am from Coimbatore. There is an MBA. I have arrived in Mumbai. There is one more MBA. My wife is from Kumbakonam. That is the 3rd MBA. In my life, I have never borrowed. Lived frugal. Made mistakes. Made many mistakes. Made all mistakes. Made them very fast. And learned from them and did not repeat them. If somebody says, I don't make mistakes, that's stupidity. That means you're not doing anything. In my office also, all employees who make most mistake gets most increments. बाकी लोग तो काम तो करता नहीं है ना. And never chased a car or a house. Even today, I don't have a house. I have not bought a house. And I have decided I will not be buying it. Surprised? That will be a question in the end you can ask. I employed always fresh and poor. 10,000 families are living out of this 2-color logo. The values I got from village, poverty, everything gave me valuation. So today I am very powerful because Velumani का stock में कितना है करके सभी लोग इस सब जल्दी कर सकता है. That's because I got listed. But the listing itself is a wonderful story which will tell you in just 120 seconds. So if you want funds, if you go to investor, you will get only half X. X is the value of your company. But if they have come to your table, you will get 2X. Is that clear? And all investors are looking for investing in a company which has adequate funds so that they can be very safe. People came to me. I didn't want to dilute. They didn't leave me. I thought my company may be worth 200 crore. Just thinking. And I didn't want to sell. I told 400 crore. The guys asked me, 400? How? Because you are on my table. If I am on your table, your rate. If you are on my table, my rate. They were sipping coffee. They kept it and went away. I didn't want to dilute. Exactly after 6 months, they came again. That means I had told the right value, right? This time, I had a courage to tell 500. Sir, 2 quarter, 100 crore? Yes, 2 quarter अच्छा गया. Not that quarter. 2 quarter अच्छा गया. So 500, before the coffee came, they went away. I'm again happy because I didn't want to dilute. The 3rd time they come, I decided not to waste coffee. Told 600 crore. They have told, stamp paper लाया हूँ. Stamp paper लाया हूँ. तो खेल में 25% 600 crore में dilute कर डाला. इसलिए किया, not because I needed money. कंपनी का क्या वैल्यू तभी पता चलेगा एक डील होगा तो. Thrill. Then exactly after 6 months, one year, one more guy comes. I thought if I go 100 by 100, these guys will buy me out. I thought 200 by 200, but suddenly I saw a hand a bag and I thought there may be a stamp paper inside. मन चाहता था 1000 बोलो, मुंह से निकला 1200. And the guy said, we have brought stamp paper. Mind your 1200, ये पूरा कुछ valuation नहीं है, कुछ McKinsey नहीं है, कोई नहीं है, सलमान खानो. इधर से, not even in any calculation. I got diluted another 10% at 1200. Then we wanted to go for IPO. And during IPO only we met them because I need to convince all my investors how great the business is. You know how I tell a story. And itana story bola, the IPO got 75 times subscribed. And 75 times subscribed, so शाम को पार्टी मना रहा था. स्मार्टफोन में देख रहा हूँ एक लायर नोटिस आया है. You are a cheat. We came to submit the bid at 3:30 in the afternoon. Your computer was hanging, so I am going to go to High Court to stop this IPO. देखा कौन कौन है? All directors, lead managers, SEBI, BSc, NSC, सभी का नाम डाला था. फिर मैं आराम से सो गए. इतना लोगों का प्रॉब्लम रहेगा तो मेरा भी साल तो हो जाएगा ना. So तीसरा दिन हाई कोर्ट से समन्स आया, गया. जज पूछ रहा है, simple question. Do you have objection in taking this money? Have you ever seen any court of law forcing a client? Do you have objection in taking this money? His job is to find out where in London these guys are all hiding and get them to India and recover the money, right? उल्टा मुझे बोलता है, पैसा लो. I told I don't have an objection. Judge passes an order. Accept this money. Now if I don't accept, it is contempt of the court. The amount was 350 crores. And party was Kotak Mahindra Bank. देखा कितना अमाउंट? जब भी भगवान देता है, हाई कोर्ट से दिलाता है. So, in December 2016, Business World published richest people in this country. I was shocked to see my name was 149th richest Indian. With 500 rupees, I came to Mumbai. And Mumbai is a city where people with money cannot make money. People with stamina can make hell of money. And I want all of you to understand the power of stamina. Guys, can you go back? Can you see the numbers? I added every 6 year 10. Have you noticed that? And I am only 59. Warren Buffett is 89. बाकी हिसाब तुम लोग कर लो. Go to the next one. मैं बोला ना पहला बाल अच्छा था. Can you imagine? This is the boy who came with 500 rupees, and he is the man. And the punchline here is, सिर्फ बाल उड़ा है और कुछ नहीं उड़ा है. बाकी पूरा वैसा के वैसा ही है, right? The next one, please. So that's a shock. Even for me, it was a shock. I lost my wife. I lost my wife just 50 days before IPO. IPO was in April. She died on February 13th. She had grade 4 pancreatic cancer, undiagnosed till the last stage. We came to know only 100 days before her death. Nothing could be done. If a doctor had asked me to write 1,000 crore check, I would have written. But then I don't think money gets people back. God takes his decision. And she had to leave. I said I didn't want to marry her. In the entire story, the thing is, I wanted to avoid her. But then, she became the most powerful person in my life. And as I said, we both, when we got married, we both were BSc. Then she remained BSc, she made me MSc, she made me PhD, she made me scientist, she made me entrepreneur, she made me storyteller. She taught me Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, what not. What a powerful lady. It was like climbing an Everest. One day we would have a listed company. We both were climbing. Just 50 meters was the peak, and she left my hand. Please give a round of applause to this most powerful lady. Thank you. I brought you all very low. Sorry for that. But I will take another 100 seconds, you guys, to get you back. One day, my daughter asked me a question. Sorry, my wife asked me a question. Are you a good counselor. Yeah, I can counsel anyone. Tell me, who is that? Your son. Why? What is the problem? वो 12वीं में है. वो ऐसा है क्या? Because I never bothered about which class they are studying. आजकल पिताजी को 15 किलो कम होता है, बेटा 12वीं रहेगा तो. Cool. She told me, convince him. अगर वो फेल होएगा तो पिताजी PhD. बेटा जी 12 में फेल, 1200 एम्प्लॉइज हंसेगा. अच्छा, मेरा पड़ोसी हंसेगा करके मेरा प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. So I made my son to sit down. My wife this side, my daughter this side. I told, बेटा सुन, मेरा दादाजी बहुत धनवान था. इतना धनवान था, उसके कारण लाड प्यार में मेरा पिताजी कंगाल हो गया. मेरा पिताजी इतना कंगाल था, उसके कारण मैं इतना धनवान बन गया हूं. अभी मैं तुम्हारा बारे में चिंतित हूं. I thought he will tell, Dad, don't worry, focus करेगा, रोशन करेगा, नाम कमाएगा. All these things children will tell. Whether they pass or not, they will tell this, right? My son told me, Daddy, I am very, very happy. Why? My son will be very, very rich. I think I must conclude again telling that the two, all successful men have a lady behind, right? Agreed? And all failed men have many ladies behind. For me, fortunately, only 2 ladies were there. One was my mother, another is my wife. I want to conclude my today's talk by telling, if men are successful, family prospers. And if women are successful, society prospers. I want all of you to keep that in the mind. Give them the right support. Thank you very much. God bless you. All the best. Thank you very much. I come only for this because I don't play golf.
What a fantastic journey. And such great learnings from such a down-to-earth person. Again, I am saying this is probably second or third time we are interacting. And
I wanted one question to be asked, but I told what that question is. आपने अभी तक घर क्यों नहीं खरीदा? Understand? अगर मैं घर खरीद लिया होता तो BR से नौकरी नहीं छोड़ता था, क्योंकि EMI पकड़ता था. समझ गया? In life, either you can buy a house or you can be an entrepreneur. You can't do both, because when the EMIs are over, your ball has become white. So EMI is very, very dangerous. That is why I didn't go. Then my son told me, कभी खरीदेंगे. एक बार हमारे पास पैसा ज्यादा आ जाएगा तो जरूर खरीदेंगे. EMI नहीं होगा तो खरीदेंगे. Recently I become very rich. One day my son asked me, can we buy a house? Okay, come, let's go to Lonavala, because in Navi Mumbai, Lonavala is closer than Santa Cruz. And what a bungalow available in Santa Cruz of the same size will be 5 times bigger, costlier. तो फाइंड करके वो गया. टाटा का एक प्रोजेक्ट था. वाह, very tastefully made. अंदर गया, कन्विंस हो गया. That marketing man also completely convinced. Had we not opened the balcony, we would have purchased that house. I opened the balcony, Farias Hotel. So मेरा बेटा को पूछा, ये 7 करोड़ में जो इंटरेस्ट आएगा, उसमें इस होटल में कितना रात आएगा? डैडी 500 रात आएगा. अरे साल में 365 nights only comes ना. 500 nights you can have. On the top of it, my daughter told me, Daddy, हम घर खरीदेंगे, जब भी इधर आएंगे बाल्टी और अपना झाड़ू लेके आके सफाई करके जीना है. वहां जाएगा, एक रिसेप्शनिस्ट मुस्कुरा के रिसीव करेगा. Very tempting, right? My son told one more story. Daddy, why we have to see the same girl 365 days? We can see 365 different girls across the country, because कहीं भी जाएगा इतना ही रेट में मिल जाता है. नहीं खरीदा, वापस आ गया. Is that clear? You want to listen to another very powerful answer for this question? I will use him and make him to explain. Come here. Can for a 10 seconds you imagine you are a buffalo. Right? 2 ही ऑप्शन है. एक बांधा हुआ, दूसरा खुला. कौन सा बफलो बनना चाहता है? खुला. जो घर खरीद लिया वो बांधा हुआ भैंस है। जो उसका घर नहीं है, पूरा दुनिया भी उसका ही घर है। Is that clear? I have decided not to buy the house, and I have still not traveled in a club class. My seats are 14B, 15B, 16B in Indigo, जिसमें प्रीमियम नहीं लगता। Recently I told my children, चलो तीनों साथ में जाएगा, टिकट तो खरीद लिया, और फ्लाइट में जाके देखता हूँ मुझे 14B, मेरा बेटा 15B, मेरा बेटी 16B। अरे ऐसा क्यों किया? डैडी 400 रुपया बच गया। I have made wonderful, my wife had created wonderful children, frugal children, very focused children. Please teach children how to live frugal. एक बार आप बच्चे को frugality सिखा देते हैं, they will enjoy more with less. God bless you.